Okay.
Did anybody have a wild Christmas party that holes in it?
What about fixing the nail pops? Those are everywhere, especially after a home has been around for what, about a year or more.
Yeah, what happens is the wood, or in drywall for that matter, expands and contracts. And sometimes that will push the fastener back, whether it's a screw or nail. And that's what you got to do first, is identify, is it a screw or is it a nail that's causing the pop? And the way you're going to do this is get a medium-sized Phillips head screwdriver. My wife calls it is it the plus or the minus? It's the plus, honey, the plus. The one with the plus on the end, that's a Phillips. And stick it right on the top of that nail pop and push into the paint a little bit. And if it's a screw, it'll set. It'll set in there. If not, and it just kind of pushes across, then it's a nail. Now, if it's a screw and it sets, torque it down until you get it a little past the drywall into the wall, and then it's just like spackle and replace the, just like our patch. But now if it's a nail, you're going to have to come back and you're going to have to nail that in there a little bit. You're going to have a little bit of an indentation. Come back with spackle and basically repeat the steps for repairing a small hole in drywall.
Right. That I see them crop up, especially in newer homes. I see them crop up after the first year. You kind of see that starting to happen
Absolutely.
as the wood expands and contracts that they're nailed into, that kind of thing. Do you see that too, Marissa?
Yeah, all the time. And that's why you just want to make sure on your 1 year builder walk that you're flagging all of those.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Preston? I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, most homeowners can fix the ones on the walls. When you get them in the ceiling, though, I mean, nothing against homeowners, but unless you're really experienced, you probably want to get a contractor, because any imperfection in the ceiling is very obvious.
Yes.
So I would get a contractor to fix it if you have nail pops in the ceiling.
What about you also see, and then in the next segment, Marissa and I, we're going to talk more about selling in those winter months, but one thing I do see all the time that I would love to know is you see in the seams up on the ceiling, a lot of times the tape.
Right.
And it's just like, how in the world are we ever going to get to that?
Yeah. Well, a lot of times when they originally did the drywall, I mean, it could have been the winter, and a lot of times they put these heaters in there to try to dry them out. They run out of gas at night, and because they don't have regular heat yet. And usually it's a situation where when it was originally applied, it didn't completely dry, so it's kind of half-baked, and then they painted it, and then it starts to, it's not a major structural issue. It's considered cosmetic, but it's still kind of a pain. It's unsightly.
I mean, what a terrible place to try to get to, these high ceilings, and then you got one strip of that stupid tape that has come loose, and you're just like, So I know it's always in the most awkward corner or the awkward place that we see.
Right over the big fish tank or something.
Yeah, definitely. But in an inspection report, do you actually point out those things, or because they're cosmetic, do you just kind of note that they're cosmetic, but hey, take a look at this?
We point them out, but they're not summary items because they're not structurally significant.
Right. And just quickly, we've got about 20 seconds. In the report that you provide for clients, do you review that with the customer before that report?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We go through it right there. Usually go through the pictures on the laptop. That's usually the most effective way to do it.
I think it is too. It really helps. And with the realtor as well. You always want to be there for that inspection. All right, we'll be right back with Marissa, Preston, Sandy, and myself to show you real estate today. Stay with us. News Talk 1110 WBT.